Welcome to Minukuu tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to convert a shape file, usually in the form .shp for shape or sometimes .shx. There are different forms of shape files, into a CSV, that is a comma separated values file, and further converting the CSV file into xlsx, in other words Excel format. So this is what we're going to do today. And what I would like you to know is that a shape file is simply a file that contains geospatial information. When we talk about geospatial information, that has to do with maps, lines, and what have you. So we do what we call geocoding using softwares like the GIS softwares like ArcGIS and QGIS and what have you. And after the geocoding, you can come out with, let's say, a file that we term as what we call a shape file, because it contains geographical data. And then you can even incorporate variables associated, like mortality and what have you, with all these geographical locations. And then you can zip the whole of that content from the ArcGIS software into maybe a zip file or something. And let me show you an example. This is just one of the what we call an example of a shape file that has been zipped, and we will open it and I will show you the content of it. So now this shape file, as you can see, like if I should open it, just click on it. As you can see, it's a zip file and it contains several several files within it. So if I should zoom it, as you can see, this is our shape file that I've just opened, and as you can see, it contains several files. So why is converting this file, converting a shape file into Excel format or CSV format important? Looking at this zip file that we just opened, we've realized that it contains several other files, but our shape file itself is actually there. So some are picture files. I don't really know, it depends on the geocoding that was done in the ArcGIS software. So this is a package. It contains different variables and what but what we are interested in here is the shape file. And the shape file, for instance, if you click on this gives you some info about probably the geocoding that was done, but we are not interested in this. So I will simply close this, and as we continue to look, you realize that as I told you, the shape file usually ends with .shape, that's shp, or sometimes you may find other extension like .shx and whatever you. So let's click here. As we see, this one is what .db something. This is not it could be another form of shape file, but what the main shape file is this one, what we are seeing here, .shp. So this is the file extension of what, a shape file. And you can also have .shx here. So simply, for us to why is this important? Why is transforming a shape file into, let's say, this shape file which is here, .shp, let's say is what, model hydrologique, this is French something, so like hydraulical model, this is just a shape file simply. And then because it's ending with what, shp, as a zip file, we cannot just open it straight away, and we will have to extract it first of all. And after extracting it, that wouldn't still solve the problem. You cannot open a shape file with straight away with Excel or any. So but why is opening it important? Because it contains vital information. It contains different variables. It contains different geocoding, probably coordinates of places. I don't know. There's not really. I'm not really into geocoding, but if you want to, you may want to visualize this data in Excel format or CSV format. And meanwhile, you cannot just click. Let's try to extract it first of all. So this is our shapefile here, which is dot what shp. Okay, so to extract it is very simple. We can simply so first of all, if you have a shapefile, it will be important that you have a WinZip installed in your PC so that you wouldn't have a problem zipping it. So to extract it, we can simply drag it into the desktop or onto the desktop. So this is our shapefile over here. Okay, so to extract it, we simply drag it into the desktop. You simply click and hold and you drag it onto the desktop. So this is our shapefile here. And now, like I told you, this shapefile that is here, we cannot open it. If I try to open it, it will not work. For example, if I double click on it, there's nothing, because I don't have, what do we call it, if I were having ArcGIS or any of the GIS, like the geocoding softwares, ArcGIS or QGIS or whatever installed, I could have opened this shapefile straight away to see the maps and whatever that is contained in it. You understand? But since I cannot do that, or since I don't have this particular software, for me to have access to the data, it's important that I transform it into a CSV or an Excel file. And how do we do that? We can simply import this shapefile into R, or RStudio for that matter. So I already have my R here. So we import this shapefile into R, and then we will export it in the form of what? A CSV file, and further transform it into an Excel file if we want. So let's go ahead and do the importation into R. So when dealing with, let's say, why sometimes, let's say for instance, the shapefile, when we import it into R, we can do a whole lot of statistics. You understand? I don't know, like I said, it's not my field. I don't do geocoding, but you can do a whole lot of statistics. And I'm not interested in showing you the statistics today. All I'm trying to show you is how to transform this shapefile into an Excel or an XLX format, so that you can, or CSV format, so that you can see the content of it. So how do we do that? Usually when you are dealing with shapefiles in R, you would need some of the most common packages are, what I've just listed here. Each package has its function, and we can just go ahead and install all of them. Especially this one, we will need it. It contains a command known as rt_read, and rt_read permits us to import, what do we call it, or is it rather this one, sf, that contains the rt_read command that enables us to import our shape file. And there are many other packages. It's just you simply select, like as usual, this is the name of the package, sp, sf, arcdal. You write install.packages into brackets, into quotations, you write the name of the package, and then you do it. I've already installed them. If not, I would have had to install each of them. So install this, install that, and install everything. But since I've this one too is also very important. This one, as you can see, foreign is very important, because foreign enables us to install new packages that are not already that are new to the R library if they are not already existing. So first of all, I'll just load foreign, and then we go ahead with the installation. So I just load foreign library into brackets foreign, or if you don't really have foreign installed, then you have to install foreign. Then you'll have to install foreign before anything. You can go ahead and do your installations, but foreign helps us. Sometimes you may try to, when you are installing new packages, it brings a whole lot of problems. So anytime a problem comes up, you just come and load foreign and go back and try loading your file. So let's first of all load foreign. Like I said, if you haven't yet installed it, you use the install.packages command to install it first of all. So I've just loaded foreign, and that's perfect. Now the rest of the packages, I don't need to install them. I've already installed them, and I'll just come and load them as well. So foreign, okay, we've already loaded foreign, SP, SF, arcdal, so we just load them. If you haven't yet installed them, then you have to execute these commands first of all. So let me load them. Okay, this is perfect. All of them are loaded. Now to import our shapefile is very simple. Like I said, we use the st_read command to import the shapefile. If you want, I will delete this and show you how we do it. Let me delete this one and redo it so that you see how we import shapefile into R. Okay, so to import this shapefile into R, what will we have to do? We can name this shapefile shape, for example. So we can say shape, and then it's equal to, it's the same thing. Either you say equal to or you do this, it's the same. So shape is equal to, then we use the st_read command. Okay, now st_read command, and then into brackets we put a file extension. So let me show you how we can get a file extension from our desktop, from the shapefile. So this is our shapefile that we have here. We just extracted it from the original zip file that contains many other files, but this is the shapefile that we want. So we simply have to right click on it. So you right click on it, then when you right click on it, you click on properties, then you click on security, and you simply copy the file extension, the full file extension. So you copy all of this, the name of the file. So make sure you select everything, then you right click and select copy. Now after copying the file extension, we simply come to our R, come in, we put quotation into quotation, then we paste it here, and after which we change this. Either we have the choice, we can either put 2 backslashes like this, or we delete and put a single /. Okay, and we are ready to go. So right now I can read my shapefile into R by simply selecting this command. The command is this one, read st_shapefile _read, sorry, and then into brackets you put the file extension of the shapefile. So we simply select it, and then we execute. Okay, what is it telling me? It's actually telling me that there's an error, cannot open whatsoever this particular file, and what I don't know. Okay, like I said, we have several forms of it's mentioning SHS here. Sometimes shape files is the same file, but it has different versions. We can have the SHP and we can have the SHX, but it's representing the same shape file. So since this one is not working, we can rather try importing the SHX file. So let's try that. So I'll simply close this. Let me open. In case it works for you, if your shapefile works straight away, there's no need. But in case it doesn't work, you can try the other form forms of shapefile that you have within your zip file. So let me zoom it. Like you know, we tried shape this one shp, didn't work. Now we can import xlsx. That's this one. So I simply drag it once again. You click and hold, and you drag it and put it on the desktop. You know, so this is our shx shapefile. And now that it's on the desktop, we simply come here. Let's come to our R and come and replace this one by shx. So instead of what do we call it? Instead of shp, we simply delete and put the x. It's the same thing. It's only the file extension that has changed. The .shp. Now we put .shx and see whether it will work. Okay, so if I should execute this one, I hope it works. Okay, perfect. It has worked. You know, this is how it is. So we can do a couple of things, just like any file. When you import it into R, you can, you know, try to have some descriptions about the file. Let me press the tab key so that the things will be presentable. Okay, so now that we've imported our shapefile, like I said, we are not going to do any geocoding here. We are just going to see how we can convert it into what CSV or Excel format. So, but in the meantime, we can print it and see what it contains. You know, so as you can see, it's like it contains just one variable called geometry with a whole lot of, you know, the geocodings, you know, polygons and what I don't know. I'm not into geocoding. We can look at the dimension of it, how many variables and how many lines, how many rows. So we have 26 rows, and it's just this geometry which is the only variable. Now, to prove to you that this is a shapefile, like I said, shapefile usually represents what? Lines. That's geospatial information. It could be lines, it could be maps and what have you. So let's try to plot it and see what it will give us. So we just write plot, then the name that we attributed to the shapefile that we imported, we call the shape. So I would say plot shape, and you see it has given us this graph. So it's actually this graph that is contained in our shapefile. Meanwhile, there might be other information or other things that we could explore, but this is actually our shapefile here. As you can see, this is a graph. You know, this is a graph that is contained in our shapefile. You see it. I don't really have much information about the data. Somebody sent it to me, but you looking at it, does it represent a place, you know? But this is the shapefile that we just imported. But you see, this shapefile in real life is not actually like this. It's a whole lot of geocodings that has given us this. So we now want to have the content of this geocoding that we just showed here, you know, by printing it. We want to have this in this. What we are seeing here is what has given us this picture or map. Now we want to have this content in the form of Excel so that we can look at it more visibly. And this is what I will show you today. Now, let me go ahead and show you how to convert this shapefile into Excel or whatever format, you know, Excel or CSV format. So to do this, let me show you how to do that. We simply have to use the command write.csv. So we first of all convert it into CSV, then after which you can convert it into Excel format. So converting into CSV, we use the command write.csv. Remember, anytime we want to import data, we usually say read.csv. So R, we're going to read the data that is in that particular file and import it. When we want to export it from R, then we have to say what? Write. So R will write the information that is contained in the particular object and send it onto our desktop or wherever we may want to place it. So without wasting my time, let's write our file. So we will use the command write.csv since we want to convert it into CSV format, and after we convert it into Excel. I'll show you how to do that one too. So write.csv, and then we will write the name of the object. You understand? If you would like to have some help about the command, if you know how to use the read.csv, the write.csv command, or even the underscore read command, you simply write help, or you write question mark into brackets the name of the command, and when you execute, I will give you some help on how to use it. You know, so as you can see over here, this is how it is. So we usually have what? Write.table or write.csv, any of them. And then we have X stands for the object, which is our shapefile that we want to export. And after which we put the file extension, that's the location, you know, and there are many other things. Those other things we will leave them, we just as default, it's okay. You understand? So let's go ahead and import our shapefile, or say export our shapefile, sorry. And so simply we will use the command write.csv into brackets. The X that we saw is our shapefile, and we named our shapefile after, when we imported it, we named it as shape. So we simply write here shape. Now we put comma, and then we'll go ahead and do what? And put a file extension. So we say file is equal to, and then we go to, we write the file location, I mean the destination of the file. Where do we want to send the file? I'll show you a quicker way of getting the destination of the file. Let's assume we want to put the file on the desktop. You know, we want to put it anywhere on the desktop. We can simply right click on any file at all on the desktop and then copy its file extension and send, and you know, any file at all on the desktop. If you want to put it, let's say in your local disk D, you simply open your local disk D, right click on any file and copy. For instance, I just right click here, click on properties and click on security, or even general over here. You can copy the file extension, you know, just say here it is, this is the location. Better still, if you want to put it on the desktop, it's the same procedure. Like, we can right click on any file on the desktop, just right click on, for instance, this one, we click on properties, we click on security, and then we simply copy the whole of this. Or we could remain here at general, then we simply copy this one. Then when we get to R, we put another slash, and we will now write the name of our file. This file is called what? Model hydrologic. So if we want to name our CSV file also as model hydrologic, then we, you know, it's simple. Or you just click on security and you copy the whole of this, after which you go and delete, and then I will show you okay, let's try the first method. I don't want to confuse you. So let's click on general, and then we simply copy the file location. So we copy this. So we want to put our file, the destination, we want to bring it onto our desktop. So let's copy this. Now when we come to our R, we come and paste it here. You put into what do we call it, quotations. So you into quotations, then you paste it here. When you paste it, as usual, you change this into the other direction. Okay, and after which, at the ending, you have to put another slash. This is very important. You have to put another slash at the ending. You put another slash, and now you write the name of the file that let's say, how do you still want to name it as shape? Do you want to name it as whatever that you want to name it? It's up to you, you know. So preferably, since our original shape file before we imported into R was called what? It was called model hydrologic. This is how it was called. So if you want, we can just also write model hydrologic. So that at the end of the day, we have the original shape file in the form of a shape file, and then we have the Excel or the CSV format also still called the same. So we can, if we want the same name, you can put your own name, whatever name you want to give it. But let's give it, for instance, model underscore hydrologic. And now there's something more important here. After all this, you put dot. You see that our original shape file was .shx or sometimes .shp. Now we want a CSV file, so we are writing this original shape file that we imported into R and called it shape. We are now writing this shape. Shape here is the same as this, but we just decided to attribute a simpler name, which is shape. So we are now writing this file here into what? You know, we use the write.csv command. This is the X here. That's the name of the file, the shape file we want to export. This is a file extension that we just obtained from the desktop or wherever location you want to put it. Now I said you at the end of the day you put backslash, and now you write the name of how you want to name your CSV file. So we want to name it model hydrology like this, and now we have to indicate that it's a CSV file. So we say CSV at the end, CSV, and we are done, you know. So here it is. Now we can just select this and run. Remember, let me show you on my desktop, I don't have any CSV file, as you can see, but as soon as I run this command, it will write our CSV file for us. So let's execute it. You just select it and you run it. Now let's go to our desktop and we see the biggest surprise. I hope so. Wow, bam, look at our CSV file here. You know, this is our CSV file, and this is our shape file. So we have our CSV file here right beside our shape file. So now let's go ahead and then open this CSV file. Remember, initially we could not open this file, you know, unless you have ArcGIS installed, which is the software for geocoding. If you don't have it, then you cannot open this. But now at least we can open our CSV file. Let's do that. You know, so this is actually our CSV file here. So this is a comma separated values file. Why do we call it a comma separated value file? Let me show you something. If we try to open this file with a notepad, it will show us. So let me just, to open it is simple. You can just let me just drag it and put it into notepad simply like this, and you see that the values are separated by what? Comma. This is why we call it a comma separated file. There's only one variable, which is geometry, and the rest of the values, you know, they are separated by comma. This is why we call it a CSV, a comma separated file. It's a text file. It's a type of text file. Now if we open it straight away without using a notepad, and then it will open it with Excel. This is how it looks like in Excel. If you just double click on the shape file, on the CSV file, this is how it is. Okay, I will now show you how to transform this shape file into, this CSV file into Excel file. To do that, it's very simple. This already, you have opened your CSV file in the form of you can either open it with either a notepad, as I showed you, where you actually see that it's actually because the values are delimited by comma, or you can open it with Excel and it looks pretty much something like this. If we still want, what else can we do? This is our CSV file. If you want to now transform it into Excel, so what we just finished over here was what? Let me describe it for you. What we did here was shapefile, converting shapefile, converting shapefile into CSV or .csv. If you want shapefile, which is what our shapefile was .shx or .shp. There are many types of shapefiles, so this is how it is. This is what we just did. Now you see how we can transform, converting the Excel file or converting CSV into Excel. This is simple. I'll show you. Converting CSV into Excel format. Okay, and this is pretty much simple. I'll show you how to do that. To do that, on your Excel here, you simply open a new worksheet. So you can open a new worksheet like this, and you click on data. When you open a new worksheet, you click on data. So when you click on data, then you come and click on open from text, because CSV is a text file. So when you click on open from text, this dialog box displays, and then from here you just browse for the file. So our CSV file is on the desktop, so we simply go to our desktop, and this is our CSV file that we want to open in the form of Excel. So when I say import, this dialog box displays, but see right now there's still nothing imported, and it's actually a delimited file. It's a command delimited file or a command separated file, so we leave this one as delimited. If you want, you can say you can indicate that your header, your data has headers. There's only one variable, which is the geometry or something like that. So just select this and we say next. When we say next, it brings us here, and over here, what kind of file is it? It's a command separated file, so it's not a tab file. So we unselect this and select comma. Notice that when I selected comma, already that it transformed our file into what? The Excel format. Then I'll go down and say next, and here we are through to go. We just say finish, and when you say finish, it gives you this dialog box for you to select the location on your new worksheet where you want to import your CSV file so that it will appear in the form of an Excel, a 100% Excel file. So you simply click here. By default, it puts it at the the very first cell. So we just leave it this okay. Now we click here, and then we say okay. You see, and we have our Excel format here. So if I should click here, you just select everything, click here and select everything, then you can reduce your so here it is. So this is how we convert our CSV file into our Excel file. This was the CSV file. See the things, because you open it with Excel, normally it was better opening it with a notepad, but in Excel it looks so disorganized. But when you convert it into Excel format, this is how it looks like, and you can now save this on your desktop. So to do that, you simply click on file, you click on file, you click on Save As, you put it on the desktop, and then over here you select, instead of CSV, you select what? Excel worksheet or whatsoever. So Excel book workbook, and then we put it on our desktop. So we say save. Now let me go to our desktop and show you. On the desktop we have our Excel format here, so this is how we had our shapefile that we drew from the compacted zip file here that contains a whole lot of geospatial data and variables and what have you. We obtained our shapefile, which is this. I told you it usually ends with .shp or .shs. It depends. There are many forms of it. We converted it into, we read it into what? R, or in other way, we imported it into R, and after that we exported it in the form of what? A CSV file, and from the CSV file we transform it into what? Excel format. So we can open this Excel format, we have it here. Okay, I hope this video was clear, and if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask, and I will respond to you in the comments box below. And please remember to also subscribe to my channel for more interesting tutorials like this. I would like to thank a lady, a Patreon supporter by name Fighter. She really did so well. She asked me this question and I responded to her, and this is the outcome. So if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask. I would respond to you, and if necessary, I also make a video to explain to you and share with the rest of the world. Thank you, and please subscribe. Bye.